It's Sunday. It's 11:30. Lewis Hamilton is winning the Formula One race today. Had to make a choice. Do I finish watching the race? They're like on lap 50 of 66. I'm like, do I finish watching the race or do I come on here? So, boy, commitment is a double-edged sword.
It is indeed.
So,
yeah, man. Shout out to Lewis Hamilton, man. I'm such a fan, bro. Yeah, shout out to him. Maybe we can talk about him one day. You talk about somebody that's really doing something. That guy.
Yeah, for real. I'm impressed. We'll be back. It can stay in the 30s. I'm good with it. 20s, 30s. I'm good with it.
When you got that natural installation, bro, it's cool. I get it.
Real men come from the north, so we can deal with.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. That sums it all up. Let's
we can deal with the cold.
I'm saying these names not because they're essentially the best fighters out there, which we can make a case for Shakur Stevenson, definitely. They just look that much better than whoever they fight.
I think he might want to keep this thing on the feet and stay any way possible. Stay away from that guillotine choke. He was squeezing Buddy's face in the last fight and put him out.
Come on, dog. Let's fight.
Welcome to the Fighter Share Report.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got a full show for y'all today. Trust me. So, yeah, we're going to start off with UFC, baby. UFC, because some things surprised me last night. Really surprised me. So I'm gonna let you get into it, bro, because the co-main and the main just shocked the crap out of me.
Yeah, listen, let's jump right into the co-main event because I got so much to talk about the main event. Bro, Giga, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chikadze.
How you pronounce his name. He's a bad boy, man.
I bet you Cub Swanson can pronounce it. Yeah.
Is he upright yet? Listen, there's something about those Eastern Bloc guys. It's something about what they fight for, how they fight, how they prepare, how they approach it. They built a little different. I like this guy, honestly, bro. I think this is only my second time seeing him fight. Haven't really been following him a lot. Bro, to dispatch of Cub Swanson, bro, in that manner, in that short a time frame, bro. And look, Cub Swanson isn't who he was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, right? But that doesn't typically happen at this level, bro. I gotta give him credit where it's due.
I think he just showed us who Cub Swanson really was at this point. It's like if Roy Jones got back into competitive fighting, one of the greatest to ever do it. But you get back into competitive fighting, you're not going to get back to that same level. But people will take the fight because they still want your name on their resume.
Yeah.
So I really think that was the whole Cub Swanson fight there in a nutshell. Yeah, I'll fight Cub. Because it looks good on your resume. Yeah. So let's get into the main event because this is Buddy's only second pro fight in the second UFC fight.
Yeah.
Second.
So listen.
Go ahead.
What we forget, we didn't go into these fights ad nauseum because we do every week. We dismiss these fights and we come back here on Sunday and say, you know what, that wasn't bad. I'm actually glad I watched that, right? And this is what happened again Saturday night. But this dude is different. Okay,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand him. I don't even know if I want to. Okay, but let me tell you something. Whatever the energies are that's flowing in him, whatever is guiding his being, It's working because that was poetry in motion last night. But again, I think we learned more about Dominic Reyes than we did about Prochaska. I'm concerned about Reyes at this point, bro. I'll let you go ahead and get some points in.
No, I'm with you on this, believe it or not. I mean, I like the whole tantra, the fact that, he meditates and he's in touch with it. This sounds crazy until you really think about it. What really got me to focus on him was when I was looking at the promo and he said, once I understood my breathing and how to breathe power into my punches, I was like, that makes perfect sense. It took me back to Saturday morning Kung Fu movies. But it really makes sense when you really get into the whole scheme of fighting. Dominic Reyes, I'm starting to wonder if he hit his pinnacle, if he hit his high point with that John Jones fight. And he started believing the hype and he hadn't put the time in. I don't know what it is, bro.
I'm going to go a step further, and I think this is probably, not just because I'm saying it, because I think you'll agree with me, here's probably the more accurate point. I think Dominic Reyes at this point is mentally broken. I think getting up for that John Jones fight the way that he did and making it as competitive as he did and coming up short, I think that took something from him. And then to come back and get bludgeoned by Jan Blachowicz, and then to turn around and get sports centered by the weirdest guy in the UFC, bro. This is all bad for Dominic Reyes. I don't know where he goes from here, but bro, one more L and he's probably out of the UFC.
He said he got sports centered. Oh, but he did. He did get sports centered.
They're gonna put us on TV one day. This is what we do.
I guess that's what Dominic heard as he went down to the ground. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah, I'm truly concerned for the brother, man, but we'll see.
Hey, we'll be right back.
So what's going on, folks? You know me, J Peeps. That's JC over there from the Run and Gun podcast. And this week, we got a special guest coming back to the show. We got this lady right here, Miss Allison Posey, coming to join us on the show. J Peeps. Yeah. JC, Allison. You know it's rivalry week. Is it?
It's rivalry week, baby. It's rivalry week. I'm ready. Let's go. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You ready? He got his Powerade. He got his headband. Got his shirt all ripped off. Got his towel.
Let's go.
Oh,
let's go. I'm ready.
He got
around whatever for us.
Allison,
Let's do this.
Be careful. Wednesday, 8 p.m. at Penalty Talk on Twitter. Try not to make any sudden movements. Bro, we got to put one together to run on theirs.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
Hey, your boy, last night, Andy Ruiz, Mr. Areola.
So listen, man. Yeah. And look, I know you enjoyed this fight as much as I did, bro. But, I'm going to say something. You're going to be like, oh, here you go, bro, being yourself. I don't want to take anything away from Andy Ruiz's victory because he won the fight.
But he ain't fight nobody. Go ahead.
Not even that. I'm sour. What fight were they watching? Like, how did you... What movie was that, bro? He was like, how did you mess that up? What movie was that where he's just like, how? You had a good fight on your hands that hardcore fans were expecting, but some casuals that tuned in got their money's worth, so to speak. It was pay-per-view. So you had a good fight. You had a good product. You had good undercards. And you mess it up by just dropping the ball on the scoring. I guess it only matters if they got the judging wrong, which they didn't. But me, bro, I was sour about the scoring because it just rears boxing ugly head when it comes to scoring. And if we don't get a chance, maybe Monday we'll get to talk about what happened in London this past weekend with the Joshua Parker fight.
I kind of, yeah.
So that's just kind of, it's just not good for the sport, bro. I don't like that. But all in all, great fight. Areola showed up. He boxed his tail off. He controlled distance very well the first half of the fight. But in the second half of the fight, he showed up. He started looking like a guy around my age. He started slowing down, became more defensive, and Andy Ruiz pretty much took over in the second half of the fight. But yeah, mad with the scoring. Good showing for Areola. He's done. Little adversity for Ruiz. He looked good. He looked fast. He looked in shape. Just a little ring rust probably, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like the way he looked. I actually like the way he looked, the way he came out. A little bit of ring rust. I'm hoping that's what it was. But he's still them hands, man. Those fast hands. It's still.
They are, bro.
I think he would provide even David Ortiz problems, just because of his hand speed. Ortiz, I think, has a bigger boxing IQ, but Ruiz is coming, man.
Luis Ortiz.
I'm sorry. Why did I say? I mean Luis Ortiz. Sorry, King Kong. Yeah. We'll go with that. But I think his work with Reynoso is going to pay off.
Yeah.
So
it seems as if he's going to either respect the grind or get out of the way, because that team over there, they're professionals. They don't mess around. So, like you said, I like the way he looked. He looked good. He looked elusive. He looked elusive from the waist up. You can see some of that Canelo influence there. But those hands, those combination punches, he's the best natural heavyweight puncher out there, period, bar none.
Yeah, he is. And I don't think he's one of those guys where I don't think anyone else will really want to give him a title shot except Wilder fight him, because Wilder fight anybody.
Yeah, that's it.
But Fury's not going to fight him. Joshua, I don't think will ever give him another fight. Although that
not a third shot, nope.
No. So it would be interesting to see how that goes.
But I would like to see him against Joseph Parker though, because Parker was Ruiz's only loss before Joshua.
Yeah. And
that was a controversial. Well, no, it wasn't. Ruiz didn't. I don't think he showed up like he was supposed to.
Right.
But I want to say I heard it was a controversial fight. I didn't see it either way. That could be something down the line.
Speaking of Parker, real quick, he got dropped last night, bro. He got dropped.
Yes, he did in the first round, didn't he?
Yeah. And then it was the first or second. And Perella, when he was on #WatchThePod Thursday, said, "Watch out for the power of his opponent."
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
So that's all I kept thinking. Wow, Bryant called this. But
but that fight, I mean, it doesn't sound. It kind of sounds like it resembled the fight last night, bro. It sounds like the older guy got off better, faster, and was doing a little more. The younger guy wasn't really doing much, and then he finally woke up or figured it out, and then the second half of the fight kind of pulled away. But again, that fight has some issue with the scoring too. You have not just fans of Chisora, but you have just people over in Great Britain just quote unquote belly aching about the scoring of that fight. So the judges got to get this right, man. I didn't get to see the entire fight. I only saw clips. I read a lot of articles about it, but it sounds like a lot of people saying they botched that one too.
This is happening more and more and more and more in big fights in boxing. And it's disturbing, but you're right. They got to get it together, because too many other combat sports, namely MMA, are coming up and they're getting it more accurate. They're not getting it perfect, but more accurate. Meanwhile, how did our teams do in the draft this weekend? Did you pay attention to yours?
No, I didn't. And I did without good reason, because my team draft picks don't usually matter much. We only keep them for probably the first 3 or 4 years of their rookie contract and find some reason to get rid of them. They go on to be stars elsewhere. And it's the guys that we don't draft, the guys that we don't even hear about, they end up being the best players sometimes, a la DJ Shark and our running back. I think his last name is Washington. See, that's how bad it is. I don't know the kid's last name. But he was one of the top backs in the league last year with over 1,400 yards from scrimmage. I think that was like a franchise record or some undrafted rookie free agent record or something. I don't know. Either way, I didn't keep up with it. I don't care.
Y'all did well. Y'all did well.
No,
you did well.
No, we did not. Because at the end of the day, we have Urban Meyer as our head coach. So I'm not sold on that. So just wake me up when September rolls around.
Y'all grabbed 2 defensive tackles, a defensive end. You grabbed people in positions you really needed: cornerbacks, safeties. The only questionable
we need people everywhere. Worry about your Ravens, okay?
The offensive tackle, y'all grabbed somebody. The only position that
grabbed 22 new players.
Listen, bro. The only one that people were really questioning, and this guy's so underrated, was Travis Etienne. I'm like, why do you question him?
First of all, whoever made an issue about Travis Etienne is an idiot, because he could have been the first back chosen. That's not my point. You're not a Jaguar fan. You don't know my pain. Don't worry about it. We didn't draft 22 new players, so it doesn't matter. That means we're going to roll out some bad players we had last year and some bad players that will be rookies this year, sprinkled in with a couple of guys that were good last year. So, no, I don't care about our draft.
Oh, my
Wake
goodness.
me up in September.
Stop complaining.
We roll
bro.
out the first game of
Stop.
the season so I can actually see what they look like.
Stop being a curmudgeon. Look, you had a good draft.
Please talk to me about your Ravens because
Listen,
I don't know
my
why we bring
Steelers
this up.
also grabbed Najee Harris, which
You only have one team.
I have
Jeez,
two.
please.
Stop. So
How many wives you have? Exactly. You only have one. So you only get one team, bro. You know that.
you only get one team, and you chose a horrible one. So, but I'm happy my Steelers got Najee Harris, and the Ravens had a really good draft. I mean, I was shocked when I really looked at it. I was like, we really had a good draft. Started out with Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Pretty good receiver, bro. Why am I excited?
Receiver.
Yes, and why am I excited? Because he holds on to the ball. That's why I'm excited.
He's probably got some of the best sets of hands that came out of the draft, and he has tremendous ball skills. I've been watching him for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I know that kid.
And we got a lot of people from the continent of Akabulan. We got a lot of Africans on in the draft this year. They did the Ravens did okay. We didn't have as many picks. Like we had like 2 or 3 second round or third round picks. I don't think we had a second round pick actually. And then we didn't have like a 5th round or a 6th round pick. But I think they did well. I'm liking what I saw. I'm not liking what I saw before the draft when they sent Orlando Brown to Kansas City. I thought that was just crazy. And then only to pick up an offensive guard. Orlando Brown Jr., right, to Kansas City. And then you turn around and pick up a guard. You set your tackle away, you pick up a guard. Okay, if the tackle wasn't your best tackle, he wouldn't have been playing last year. So, to me, you look for another tackle. But, needless to say, we picked up some a good fullback, good defensive end. We had a good draft. I was very pleased with both.
Hey, princess.
I was pleased with both. I like your hairdo. Mommy must have done it. Or did you do your own?
I did by myself.
You did it by yourself, even though you were sitting.
Mommy did the curls and I did the ponytail.
Mommy did the curls and you did the ponytail. Okay.
Yeah, I know how to do ponytails.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna go with
My
that.
hair's growing out.
Your hair is growing out. Okay, I'm doing a show right now. Yeah. So you hit me. All right. Well, now you know who it is on the beginning that says "Let's fight." So
There you go. I get
He
that.
taught me how to punch.
I see, and it's in the blood. She gets it on us.
you ain't supposed to tell on me, babe. But yes, I am teaching her. I did teach her how to punch, and we're getting the footwork down too. So
Hey, that's where it all starts, baby.
we're an only child, so we got to fight. That's just the
I'm
reality.
trying to tell you. Yeah. Make allies through force.
Yes, that's the American way. All right, bro, it's your 2 minutes.
Yeah, indeed it is. So check it out, man. I didn't know what I really want to talk about, so I pulled 2 things. The first thing I was going to talk about was the fact that, yes, Florida, we're going to get a reprieve. No longer do you have to worry about the days of Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis, because guess who's coming back to save the day? The one guy we never really understood in the first place, Charlie Crist. Yes, Charlie Crist is going to throw his hat in the ring to run for governor of the state of Florida. He's probably going to win, but guess what? That's not that important. What I really want to talk about is what's happening in Puerto Rico. We haven't had a chance to talk about this, what's going on with Felix de Verdejo, but allegedly, from what reports are saying, a woman that he had an affair with for over a year came up to be pregnant. The woman went to visit Verdejo on Thursday. She never returned home. Since then, her vehicle was recovered somewhere about 20 minutes away from where her body was dumped in a lagoon. And there's video footage of Verdejo's Dodge Durango on the bridge, and you can see the whoever is dumping a body over the edge of the bridge. This is not good for boxing. This is not good for Puerto Rico. This is not good for Felix Verdejo. But what this is not good for is women in general. There has been a growing and trending culture of femicide and violence against women in Puerto Rico for quite some time. No one has really been talking about it, but this case will open up a myriad of problems that's been going on down that country. And it's a lot deeper than just what we saw at Hurricane Relief. So I don't know what they got to do down there, but they got to get the act together, man. And for Felix Verdejo, this is all bad. It smells like Ray Caruth 2021. I hope this is not true, but it sounds like the wife and her father are the ones that help orchestrate all this, with Verdejo being an accomplice, so that way knowing about it, aiding, abetting. Bro, this is all bad. This is tragic. And, you know, Felix Verdejo was one of the promising stars about 3 or 4 years ago in the sport. He lost the fight, got into an accident, and has never been the same. And this is just more to come.
Hey, before y'all try to come for my partner, we know Puerto Rico's a territory, but take into account all the meat of his conversation. So I'm just trying to help you out, bro, because you said Puerto Rico was a country.
My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Actually, it is a territory.
Yes.
Freudian slip.
New York is little Puerto Rico. Listen, my 2 minutes, I had a lot of things I wanted to kind of talk about, but one of the things that I'll kind of stick on is the state of MMA right now. And I got to make this quick because I got 121, 120. All right, the state of MMA right now. MMA is at a fork in the road. MMA is at probably one of its highest points since the mid 2004, 2005, 2006 range, when Dana White had the Contender Series on. And people were really taking the UFC seriously. You had the WEC, who were selling out arenas across the country. It didn't get the notoriety that it's getting now, but it was still at a really high point. But now it's back to its high point. You've got the UFC doing major numbers. You've got ONE FC. You've got Bellator. I mean, you've got organizations who are popping up doing tournaments, having big names coming in that you never heard of a year and a half ago if you were a casual fan. They're on television where they hadn't been on television as much before. MMA is going to have to make a decision. Are they going to come together and figure this out, or are they going to continue to fight, and eventually you're going to lose a lot of these organizations who could do great things as well as helping the bigger organizations, or are they going to get swallowed up because the bigger organizations are afraid they're going to give ground?
Yeah, and again, my apologies, because I've actually been researching Puerto Rico, and again, I just know they just passed, they just voted, and a slim decision for statehood. They've been trying to get that done for a while. So yes, I'm aware that they are a part of the U.S. I just had a Freudian slip. I was on the road. I'm on a little bit of cabbage too. So go ahead, my friend.
Oh wow, yeah. You know what's interesting? I was watching a report on Puerto Rico. It's odd that the topics just keep coming up, but they can't vote on anything. They don't have citizenship.
They get exploited bad.
Right. They have no citizenship.
Even the maritime laws for import-export is just terrible.
Yeah. So, and funny, let's see which gets approved first, that or DC as a state.
Uh-oh.
Because DC's on the verge of being the 51st state, but then you have to change your name because you can no longer be a state that's the District of Columbia, Maryland, and you can no longer be Washington because Washington already has a state.
Yep, and what they're going to try to do is convince Maryland to absorb DC, but I don't think that's what happens. So we'll see, bro.
Too many black people. But PG County, which is right outside of DC, has the highest money, the highest net worth among black people in the country. So just throwing that in there. Look, shout out to my mom, shout out to my pops, shout out to Fighter Share Nation. For y'all that watch today, thank you very much for giving up part of your Sunday to watch our show. Turning it over to my partner. Remember, we're on here tomorrow and we discuss things more in depth. We enjoy y'all. Thank y'all. And my wife and my daughter.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, 11 o'clock. We'll be a little more or less formal. We can talk about all this stuff in greater detail. Shout out to Keith Thurman. He was a daddy over the weekend. Shout out to Joseph, Judge Hatchett, Florida's first Black Supreme Court Justice from Pinellas County. I got another fact, but we're running out of time, so we'll see y'all Monday. We're out of here. Peace.